By now, it's no secret that Mayor Pete Buttigieg faces an uphill battle in gaining traction with black voters. Recently, he went to South Carolina. He held small meetings with residents there in an effort to combat low polling amongst African Americans in that state. And in his home state, though, he's facing increased scrutiny and even some criticism.
Councilman-elect from South Bend, Indiana's 2nd District has some opinions which hint at tone deafness on the part of presidential candidate Pete Buttigieg. He laid it out in a tweet, quote, "The list is long on the things Mayor Pete didn't know while mayor of South Bend. It would be an SNL skit if he wasn't frontrunner for POTUS." Joining us now via Skype to expand on those thoughts is South Bend, Indiana Councilman-elect and former mayoral candidate Henry Davis Jr. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's great to see you, sir.
Could you just start by laying out both your history with Mayor Pete, because you actually ran against him in the primary, if I'm not mistaken, and also how you have viewed his tenure as mayor?
I immediately didn't run against him. I was the candidate. I was actually on city council. It was my second term. And as it was my second term, I worked with him, and I was unappreciative of a lot of things that he was doing or not doing for the city of South Bend as a whole. Gobs and gobs of money were being spent in the areas that really didn't need the investment, and the areas that needed investment kept falling further and further behind. I elected to run for mayor in 2015 because I saw a better South Bend. The people I represented hired more than what they were getting. And I just felt like it was necessary that there was another side of the coin being presented.
Mm-hmm. And so, Councilman-elect, I believe you responded to this clip that we're about to play, in which the South Bend mayor said he didn't realize some of the problems that were in his hometown. Let's take a listen to that, and we're going to get your reaction.
I have to confess that I was slow to realize. I worked for years under the illusion that our schools in my city were integrated because they had to be, because of a court order. But what I slowly realized was that while that was true within the limits of the South Bend Community School District as they were drawn, if you looked at the county, almost all of the diversity of our youth was in a single school district, which is ours.
What did you make of that particular clip? You had a Twitter thread which went viral.
It sounded like that he wasn't from here.
Right.
It sounds like that he never served as mayor or in elected office in South. It sounded like someone that was just reading something from a book. Look, he's not ready for the White House. I think it's clear when you make a statement like that. Black people exist in America. We are American citizens. I don't know how that got lost in the shuffle with such an intellectual person. Such a smart, brilliant person, a Rhodes Scholar, how he cannot connect the two. I just think that is something that really, it's almost crazy, to say the least. I think that he has maintained an idea that he's not accountable for not knowing something. And I think that is really poor on his end, given the fact that he's running for the highest office in our land. And the ruler of the free world. I mean, I can't say any more about that.
Yeah, and some people think, we're petty sometimes for looking at his tenure as mayor, but that's his only record in politics. So it's all we've got. So what would you want voters, not just black voters, but all voters, to know about how he ran the city?
Well, he ran the city. Well, look, the first thing I want to say is that I don't know if he even ran the city. The young man has been in and out of the city of South Bend on campaigns since he first got elected mayor. You have to believe that he has spent a considerable amount of time running for DNC chair. He went to Afghanistan. There's just been so many things. Now he's running for president while still getting paid salary for being mayor of the city of South Bend. And so I don't know how much time he's actually been in South Bend to, say that he's been the mayor and he's working to ensure a better future for the city of South Bend, because he's never been here. He's not here. South Bend, and especially the black portions of South Bend, we are living his Douglas plan. I mean, you're talking about double-digit unemployment, high crime, schools are closing within the black areas. His only motivation or thought of housing improvements is to demolish homes in black areas. You're talking about very high poverty, over 40%. Household median incomes are like $16,000 a year. I mean, and I can keep going about the numbers and the different things that he has not provided any like roadmap plans, no roadmap, no alternative to these issues that we're dealing with here. And given that those numbers are true, those are factual numbers. So what is going to like really be a problem if he becomes the president of the United States, and this is his track record, and him saying that, look, I didn't know, I don't know, is not an excuse at this point. I think that even makes it even worse because you are still saying that you're not accountable. You're not accountable for the things that you're doing, and we need someone that's accountable. We need somebody that's interested in lifting up all Americans, regardless of color, race, or creed. We need people that are getting jobs, that have jobs, that are able to pay a mortgage. We need children that are being educated in our public school systems, and coming out with an understanding and a better education so that they can prepare for life and also taking care of a family. We need a president that's interested in making sure that investments being made in our infrastructures across the country, and that the share of monies are going back into our local economy so that people can produce more small businesses. I mean, this thing is not something that to be taken lightly. This is a serious thing. This is a serious matter.
I think you're right.
Yeah, and somebody just showing up and saying, "Hey, I think it's a great idea that I run for president, and I'm going to be able to check boxes, and no one can deny me from running for president." I shouldn't be precluded from doing that. No, you should be. You should think more of the presidency and the office of the presidency and the people of America than to put yourself out there just because you think it's a game. It's not a game. This is serious business.
Yeah, well, I also wanted to get your reaction. I mean, the South Bend mayor released a Douglas plan in which it was revealed that some of the people who he touted as endorsements actually didn't even endorse him. They sent him an email saying that if you don't reply and object to being on this email, then we're going to be listening to you. He also said that all 400 of the people were African American, and over half of them turned out to be white. Does that is that the out of touch behavior that he's governed as mayor of South Bend?
Yeah, I mean, that's insane. I mean, who does that? I mean, you can't you can't make this stuff up. So you go and you work. I'm in school right now. I'm a full-time student. I'm getting my master's. I can't show up one day and present a paper to my professor that's incomplete, that's scored or has all of these false things and expect to have a good grade. I can't believe that's the quality of work that Harvard prides itself on with their students.
Right.
I can't believe that this is what we are doing, and even the conversation that we're having right now, I can't believe that this is the conversation.
And are you planning on endorsing a candidate in the primary?
I am working on that. I'm interested in a couple of candidates right now. I think that Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders are speaking to the moral core of the Democratic Party. They're talking about things that the people of America really need, the relief that we need, the plans that they have, the education plans that they're talking about. I think they're talking about real people issues. And I think that those things are resonating more with me than what a Pete Buttigieg is talking or any other candidate right now.
Yeah. Well, when you're ready to endorse, let us know. Come back and tell us who you decide on.
Tell us. Thank you so much, sir. Really appreciate it.
Right on. Thank you.
Good talking to you. We'll have more Rising for you right after this.